got too much to say.
All right, June.
My name is June. I'm gonna give you guys my government name. It's Franz Pierre, but everybody call me June. You know, I know this brother since high school right here, and I started following him on Instagram, and when I started following, I said, "Oh, I know this guy from school." So I started following him and started looking at his pictures. I'm like, "Oh, this guy's conscious too." Oh man! So then, one day, we kept, liking each other's pictures and talking here and there. But he told me he had an idea about investing. So I was like, okay, you know what? That's crazy because I've been trying to do it for 5 years now with my friends. And somehow, nobody was always on the same page. So one day I was just sitting in my car coming from work. I called him and he was like, he's explaining to me what he was about to do here. And I said, wow, you called me in the nick of time. Because he was like, man, you know what? That's the energy. As soon as he said that, I said, you know what? This is my time, my moment. Let me just jump in. So that's my story.
That's peace.
Peace. My brother Maruki. I was invited by my brother True. And right now I'm actually a middle school teacher, but I'm a new parent. I'm expecting a child, and my time is very significant. So I'm looking for other opportunities that can allow me to be the father that I always wish I had. And I believe this is something that can do that for all of us. I'm happy to be here. Hopefully I can meet more people. And this is really something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, but I just didn't have the wherewithal nor the knowledge, and I'm very thankful to be here.
That's peace. Congratulations, too.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Lydia, and I've been invited by Fellow, and I'm interested in some investment opportunities.
All right, that's wonderful.
Back to Cello.
Ryan, did you want to speak or anything? I see you're on mute. We're just introducing the new members.
Hey, what's up, man? It's Ryan. You can hear me, Matt?
Yes, we hear you clearly.
All right. This is something we've been talking about in the past, and I think, as far as the financials, that's just one of the things that our community definitely needs some education in. And, this is an opportunity for us to grow individually, and then to make sure that we make sure other people have that same opportunity if we can afford it by kind of unite. And, success is proximal, right? So, we're like-minded, and I think this is going to be a great opportunity for us and a great opportunity for the community as well. So I'm glad to meet you guys and be a part of this.
That's peace. Thank you.
What's the brother name? Ryan?
Ryan, yes.
From where?
Huh?
From where?
Ryan, you live in East... Wait, you live in East Orange, or... No, he lives in Jersey. Okay. He went back on you. Okay. All right, well, let's get started. Hopefully everybody, both on the call, conference, and here, were able to see the YouTube video, or were here a few weeks ago to attend, because I don't want to just backtrack on anything. I know we're dealing with a time-sensitive schedule, so if you haven't and would like to see it, you can just let me know. I can send it to any of you via text message, email, whatever is easier for everyone. Okay. We wanted to discuss a little bit about just the next process, so we can get the ball rolling with everything. So certain things that may need to be discussed will be discussed at a later time, but right now we're trying to get into the core of everything so we can set the foundation up and just keep the ball rolling. I'd like to start first with just the type of business entity that we would want to have it under. I sent out emails to everyone just asking if they had any ideas. From the bulk of it, most people are leaning towards LLC. So more than likely it's either going to be an LLC or a partnership. We're going to sit down and look at the benefits of both for what we're doing, and just go from there. But we're not going to finalize it yet this meeting, but we can talk about some of the pros and cons for each. I know with a partnership, I know one thing that is often like misconstrued with just a partnership in a financial group is people feel as if like it may not be as secure. It leaves room for a lot of lawsuits and things of that nature. But in actuality, with the partnership agreement, anything that does not have to do with the business entity, with the investment group isn't liable for any of that. So that's just one thing that I just wanted to just get out the way. We're going to look into some of the other things that factor in how difficult it is to start each one, the cost, and of course protection. And those will probably be the most important elements in figuring out which business entity that we would like to have it under. I also asked everyone for name suggestions. So I have a few here. And I guess at the end of the meeting we can have a tally and see which one that we all decide upon. So I don't know if everyone wants to jot them down just to remember or however. One suggestion we had was Unity Investment Group, LLC. The other one, hopefully I pronounced it right, Nguvu Inyusi. Am I saying that right?
Nguvu Yeusi.
Say that one more time.
Nguvu Yeusi.
Okay, hopefully everyone heard that. But it's Swahili for Black Power. And that's LLC. Also, we have another suggestion was the Wekiza Group. Did I say that correctly?
I'm not familiar with that word.
Okay, well, Wekiza is Swahili for invest. So that's another idea. And last but not least, wait, did I say Black Excellence Investments? No. Oh, that was another suggestion also, Black Excellence Investments. And last but not least, we also had Ubuntu Investing Group. Ubuntu is a Zulu word that means humanity, and the general philosophy behind it is I am because we are. Okay? So yeah, those are some very good names. I honestly like them all. So if we could just throughout this conference just ponder on one, and we'll have a vote to see which one that we decide on. I also asked about the bank or credit union suggestions that we had. We had two suggestions so far, and it seems that most people would prefer whichever business financial institution that we use would be black owned. So one suggestion was One United Bank. That's a bank that's been doing very well. So I mean, if we can, in our downtime, just see some of the pros and cons to them, to see if that's something we will want to further up with. One of the negatives with that is they're not based in New Jersey or New York. So that might be something that we'll need to figure out. The other suggestion was City National Bank, which is right here, downtown Newark. And they also have a location in New York. So, I mean, it works out pretty good since the bulk of our partners live within that area. So, again, we're not going to finalize that yet, but it's something that we can look into, so we would know for once we're ready to set everything up, get the EIN number and everything else that we need to keep the ball rolling. We have that information set aside already. Okay, now I know one thing that many people were wondering about was just with the agreement, how everything will work, just the logistics of everything. So I have here this isn't the finalized version because I want us all to weigh in, see some things that may be missing, see some things that may be taken out or adjusted. and just go accordingly. I'll pass one around so everyone can look at it while I just review it. Before I go on, does anyone have any questions or comments? We're all good? All right, perfect.
I do have a comment
Okay.
about the names.
About the names, yes.
Yeah, so I think since it's business, I don't know, this is just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should stay under the radar.
Mm-hmm.
Unity, right?
I like the Unity one. I think we should stay under the radar because we don't want to let everybody know what we're up to.
That's true.
So you have an investment group called Black Power, and that's great. You know, I'm a race man,
Yeah.
but it's letting everybody know what we're all about, and I
Indeed.
think that has been one of our mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially in a world dominated by Europeans
Absolutely.
that already watch us. So that's just a little comment that I have about the names.
I agree with that.
I'll show
Can
you.
you hear me, Matt?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you.
Alright.
All right.
So I like the Unity one. Simple to plain. You know, we
Okay.
want to stay under the radar.
That's the
That's
same thing.
yeah. He makes a lot of sense. And one thing, one thing also with investment groups, they're monitored by the SEC just to make sure that they stay within the SEC guidelines. The SEC is the Security Exchange Commission or Committee. Commission, and they just make sure that certain things aren't happening, like inside trading, and like for investment group, there's just certain rules that apply with it in order for it to be considered an investment group and not a mutual fund or any other type of company where you would actually need brokers or some licensed people to be in charge of. So. But that's something that we'll get into actually within this partnership agreement. Okay. For the, I know you probably can't see it clearly on the video, but it's a simple text, 2-page long. But it starts off limited partnership agreement of. We'll fill in the name and then the business entity, whether we decide on partnership or an LLC. It goes on to say this agreement of limited partnership effective on the date that we decide to start everything by and between the undersigned as general partners too. And then we will list all members' names there. This is the legal binding contract just to protect every individual here and also protect the investment group altogether. All right, so it goes on to say, now, therefore, it is agreed, paragraph 1 is formation. The undersigned hereby form a limited partnership or an LLC and in accordance with the laws of the state of New Jersey. Paragraph 2 is name. That's where we will put the name of the investment club. So it'll just be like the name of the partnership shall be with the name included. Following that is the term. The partnership term shall begin on the effective date and shall continue until December 31st of the same year and thereafter for another 2 consecutive years unless earlier terminated as hereinafter provided. As mentioned in the meeting before, the duration of this club will be for at least 3 years. That gives us time to really build for all the compound interest, the accumulated interest for it to really build to a good proportion. If we do this for just 1 year, a year and a half, it's not going to really add up to much. We're in this for the long haul. We're in this so we can actually set ourselves up for our future, for our children's future, and just to live more comfortably. Also, within that term, it says until December 31st. I just want to clarify. The reason why it has it ending that year is because with the taxing information, by the end of the year, you have to report all the taxes and all the gains are claimed per member. Okay, but this with the accounting software that we have, it actually helps take care of all of that. And it's good to know he's unable to be on the call now. He's actually in Flint, Michigan, just doing some humanitarian work. But one of the brothers that's part of this group, his name is Kwesi. He is actually an accountant, and he put his bid in that he wouldn't mind being the treasurer, which was a great look, because he's sharp, and he's been doing this for a very long time. And again, he's humble, and he cares a lot for his people. Paragraph 4, the purpose. The only purpose of the partnership is to invest the assets of the partnership solely in stocks, bonds, businesses, real estate, tax liens, and other securities for the education and benefit of the partners. The purpose has to be stated clearly on the agreement, just to protect the group. In case if anyone is doing anything that's outside of this purpose, then it's clearly stated that this is what it's for, and when they go against that, then we can take the steps in what we would like to do with that member. If we want to put them on some type of suspension or put them on the leave, but the purpose has to be put out there clearly, again, to protect us all. Next is meetings. We will have periodic meetings, and they shall be held at a determined date as per the partnership. That's something else that hopefully we'll have time to get into today, but we want to just agree on a good time where we may not be able to have everybody here, because so far counting, I think we're close to about maybe 23 or so members. So to be able to have everybody on the call every meeting, it may be a little difficult, but if we can try to make it so the majority of pick a date where the majority of people can be on, and we can send the minutes out to whoever is unable to make it, then that'll work fine. In the bylaws, we actually have certain code of conduct with the meetings also, because again, this is a business. So when it comes to the meetings, it's very important that we attend, and it's also important for the SEC also that the members attend and that we keep in attendance of the meetings. So when somebody is unable to make the meeting, they definitely have to let it be known ahead of time so we know. Okay, it's also at the meetings when we'll take the investments also. So if somebody is unable to make the meeting, then they have to arrange for that payment to be made in advance. Just so, again, we can keep the structure and everything going. We have to put these out in the very beginning just to keep the process so we all understand how this is working. Does anyone have any questions so far? Comments?
I do have a question.
Yes.
So I'm an X-ray tech, and part of keeping your license current, we have to go through certain education periodically, and sometimes they'll send us a video, and that video will count as attendance to a workshop as well as our continuing education. So within your research, if some of the brothers and sisters that can't make it, if we send them the video and they just confirm that they watched it, can that count as attendance for our paperwork?
I think it should. I mean, what does everyone else think?
Yeah.
Sounds good, right? Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so there's another option we could provide for the people.
Okay, and you mentioned also that you had another video conference where you can actually record everything, so that might be a
phone conference.
Oh, it's a phone conference.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, it's still the same thing, so that could be an option with that. Paragraph 6 states capital contribution. The partners may make capital contributions to the partnership on the date of each periodic meeting, ranging from a $50 minimum to a $200 maximum. However, no partner's capital account shall exceed 20% of the capital accounts of all the partners. This extra clause with the 20% is to protect the investment club and its members. If somebody has too big of a share and they decide to pull out, it Just like with with mutual funds, they actually have certain laws with that. A mutual fund, even in a downturn, could only pull out a certain amount of money, because if they did, the economy will start crashing. So this is just something to protect every member. But I don't really think that the 20% will exceed that, because of the $50 minimum, $200 maximum. If we all stay within that bracket, then we're all gonna pretty much hold the same amount of equity within the organization at all times. Paragraph 6, value of the partnership. The current value of the assets of the partnership less the current value of the liabilities of the partnership shall be determined as of a regularly scheduled date and time, preceding the date of each periodic meeting determined by the club. We're not really going to deal with much liabilities. It's pretty much the investments, and then we send them out. I actually was talking to one brother about something, but this is just we'll have a further discussion on that, about pulling other people in, like an attorney or something of that nature. Because if we're going to be dealing with like tax liens, real estate, foreclosed homes, we'll need that. So if we have that already in the very beginning and set aside funds for that particular thing, then it may end up being costing us less at the end of the day, and also just being more prepared. But that's just something that we'll get together and we'll talk to in more detail at a later date. But that is something to think about.
Also, they have unfortunately, I learned about this when I used to run the streets. They also have lawyers that you can pay, like, let's say $20 a month or whatever, and they'll handle anything, no matter how much it costs. So that's something also as another option.
Okay.
Yeah, just having that, and it'll be part of the fees, and whenever we need them, they'll be there.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so we definitely want to be proactive with everything. We don't want to ever be reactive, We want to be prepared for whatever challenges that may come our way. So even if some of these things in this agreement we're never going to have to deal with, at least we're prepared for it in a worst case scenario.
That's right.
Paragraph